We have something called immunity. Attorneys have immunity. They can lie in court. District attorneys can actually plant evidence, get caught, say, yeah, I did it, but I was trying to do my duty to the best of my ability, and he's covered by immunity. Judges have more immunity. They have what's called absolute immunity. Anything done in a judicial capacity. So I watch multiple hearings. And so some people are like, family law sucks. CRT, gender mob, whatever your issue is. So there's a judge here in Travis County. I'm not going to say his name, but it begins with an A and has 4 letters in it, so you can probably figure it out. Who is openly gay, and that's fine. Christ told me to love everybody. I will love, you're not gay, or you could be, and I don't care. But I will love you, and I want you to come to my church, and I want you to sit in the pew, and I want to show you the love of God, but I will not let you, I won't recognize your marriage. But you see the difference, but he's openly gay, and he says he will support any LGBTQ plus and all the other letters issue that comes up. And I watched Thursday a hearing between a mother and a father. Just so happens mom has the kids, both of them are gender dysphoric. And if you want to get into and so I'm a researcher. Everything I say I can back up, and if you really want, I can send you 100 pages of peer-reviewed empirical articles. So the judge is like, rock and roll. The father's like, no, I need to get them counseling because this isn't a real thing. This isn't right. No, we don't need to mob them and destroy their lives. And the judge basically looks at him and goes, you want to deny them the health care they deserve? The health care that they deserve, same thing as what, killing a baby's woman's health care, is that?
Yeah.
Anyway, I was going somewhere. So he actively reduces the father's access because the father doesn't want to give them medical care. This is nowhere in our Texas family code, but a judge has what's called discretion, which means I can do whatever the F I want, and there's nothing you can do. So I can file a mandamus, I can file an appeal, I can file a complaint with the SCJC, which is the State Commission on Judicial Conduct. No one will do anything. The State Judicial Commission on Judicial Conduct is like the police of the judges. They're supposed to go in there and say, you can't do that, stop it, come here, we're gonna write you a nasty letter. They meet once a quarter, they review almost 2,000 cases a year. So once a quarter, they have to review 500 cases over a period of a couple of days. Anybody got any 500 pieces of paper you can review 3 days at your work? No. They have a budget. Thanks to an amazing man I have who's a FOIA genius, they have a budget that when we break it down and look, after expenses, meaning rent and staff and just general expenses, they have $71,000 a year left over for investigations. If you've ever gone through a court trial, and they can't subpoena transcripts, the person making the complaint must provide them. And a transcript for a court hearing, especially say you have a 2 or 3 day court hearing, will be tens of thousands of dollars. So they have $71,000, so they can't pay for transcripts, they can't subpoena them. What they do, and we actually have a phone recording for a guy working on it now, who has said we can't do our job. We simply can't. So we call the judge and say, dude, did you say this? And the judge is like, he's just a pissed off person that doesn't like my ruling. Closed. Or they'll call the judge and the attorney. So which attorney is going to sacrifice his career to out a judge?
No one.
Really? People are that scummy?
Yeah.
Oh, man. So then they'll call the attorney and they'll say, hey, did Judge so-and-so, did Judge A, 4 letters in his name, say this? No, I don't recall. I don't think I think it was a misunderstanding. And so if you have a couple $100,000 to file appeals and pay for transcripts, you might get a letter of reprimand for a judge saying don't do that again. But the letter does not overturn their decision. Their decision stands. I personally know and have witnessed judges who have told their parent, do not pray with your child. Because a child should not know basically the word of God, because right and wrong has no place in here, because they will blame one parent anyway. But those people were actually put on supervised visitation and had all phone contact, text, email, all that taken away because they were doing, the U version verse of the day. Anybody have the U version app on their phone? Yeah. Okay, buddy, here you go. So David picked up 5 smooth stones. How many smooth stones? 5. Okay, and he went to fight Goliath because they have a children's version. I'm actually speaking about something I have personal knowledge of. So 5 smooth stones. And why was it such a big deal? Because he was so little. Yeah, and everybody else, the army, what were they doing? They didn't want to fight because they were scared. And that is called parental alienation by a judge. You are alienating the child from the other parent because the judge doesn't believe in God and I believe in fairy tales.